So today I am reviewing the Scarlet Witch. I've mentioned before I'm a wedding photographer, so the way I buy these toys, action figures, is how well do they look for display and for photography, because I love taking photos of the figures. This channel isn't just going to be about reviews, it's going to be about photography. Behind the scenes videos on how I take photos of my action figures. Not just the one you just saw, the one you're looking at now. I'm talking about going outside, using the elements, more complicated photo shoots than that. When I do these reviews, you have to look at it from my perspective. I'm a newbie, so I review these based on how a newbie would look at them. I'm not a seasoned collector, so I am discerning, but not as much as others, I think. I think that for the money, this figure is great. I really enjoyed photographing her, and I can't wait to do more. I'm not really into the boxes like other people are, like this retro card that it comes in. It's in the trash now, so I'm showing it to you because maybe you're the kind of person that likes to collect the box, the card, and if you are, then you should get it. But the Marvel Legend line, it never really called my attention. I was always into the Mafex and the Figuarts and the Mezcos, but this figure here was the one that I saw and I thought, wow, that actually looks really nice. So it's the first Marvel Legends that I ever bought. I've been playing with my Figuarts and Mafex and Mezcos for a few months now. So going to a Marvel Legends, it was a little different. These are the accessories she comes with, their little magical kind of things there, and they did look a lot different, feel a lot different than the higher end toys, but they're super nice. I mean, if you look at her hair, look at those details, her hands are ready to cast magic, they're all super nice. But when I say that, I say it at the price point that she costs. Was it $27? It's not nearly as expensive as other toys, other figures, but she looks great, I think. I tend to prefer the comic book versions as opposed to the movie versions, so I skipped on the Elizabeth Olsen Scarlet Witch and got this one for now at least, and I really like it. The thing I can say about this is comparing it to the higher end figures is that it does feel a little like cheap plastic. The color and the texture, it's a little plain, I guess you can say. If it had a little bit more detail, more of a wash, or more highlights and shadows, I think this would look really great. But as it is right now, like I said, I really enjoyed photographing her, and she is a fraction of the price of other figures, so it's well worth it. Having said all that, having given this figure all the praise, I would say this though: if Mafex, Figuarts, or Mezco, or some other line made a version of this particular Scarlet Witch, I would be picking that up instead, even if it was 3 or 4 times more. I just like the highly articulated ones. You can do more for photography, and since I'm all about photography, that really matters a lot to me. I do want to ask one question though. If Mezco, Mafex, Figuarts, if they made their toys and it cost 20-25% less, but it meant having less accessories, would that be better for you? I think the thing that I like about Marvel Legends is that they don't have a million accessories and there's less things to lose and to break. But having said that, it is nice to have the accessories for more photo opportunities, but I really like the simplicity in the Legends line. So I guess the bottom line here is she worth your money? Is she worth $27.99? And to me, yes, because I'm a newbie and I don't have this version of her. So easily it was worth the money. If you have another version of her that looks very similar, then, you know, that's your call. But there's a lot of figures to get, so maybe not. But I really think she's worth it for a newbie, for somebody that doesn't have her, because it looks really nice. The detail looks really nice. The figure articulates enough that you can get some really great photographs. And I mean, come on, look at that 4-pack right there. So, you know, she's totally worth it, I think. The other thing that I think about when I get these figures is how well do they scale up to other toys. Later in the video I'll show you how she scales up to certain manufacturers, but she scales really well. These magical effects she's got here, they're a little difficult to put on. Like, I got it enough that they wouldn't come off, even if you kind of shook her a little bit, but they're not super in there. But they're in there enough that you can take photos of her, so this looks really good, I think. The accessories are made out of this cheap plastic that's just kind of rubbery. And I say cheap, but it sounds bad, right? Cheap is bad. But no, it's actually not that bad, because I guarantee you I won't be breaking any of these. Some of these other higher end figures, Moffex, you have to be super careful with them. And this one, you don't really, because it's meant for little kids, right? 4 years and up. Although I'm pretty sure a 2-year-old can play with her if he wanted to, she wanted to. But this is not gonna break on you, so you can do anything you want with her and it won't break. But yeah, look, if it had a little bit more texture, maybe highlights, shadows, those magical effects would look even better. I mean, what do you think? So this is the Flash from the McFarlane line, and he's 7 inches. I don't think this scales well at all. So if you put up any of those from that line, McFarlane to Marvel Legends, it probably won't look really good. This is NECA, the Raphael. I think that scales really well. What do you think? And here is the Joker from Moffex, which I think scales pretty well. I can see that. Scarlet Witch is pretty tall. I think Joker is pretty tall, so yeah, I think this works. Let me show you a little bit of articulation. The wrists, they go up and down. The hand, arm kind of does this, but not really. Twist right here. Thigh swivel twist. Feet go up and down. Right here at the torso, pretty good range. Head, unfortunately, doesn't go up or down much at all, really. It's kind of barely to the sides. And that's it. That's all the articulation there is.